lot of USC fans are out there thinking, okay, big season would be amazing, but if we're not going to meet expectations, let's get him out of town. So where do you think most of the fan base stands right now, and where do you think the expectations lie in regards to him staying around?
Yeah, that's a question I get asked all the time. I was doing a show earlier and got asked the same question. I think that the general consensus around USC fans is that they're not really happy with where the program is at right now. That being said, I don't know how you necessarily fire a coach that went 5-1 and made it to the Pac-12 championship game. I think that a lot of people are also forgetting last season and also the success that he has had. He has taken teams to Pac-12 title games. Now, they're not in the national championship. They're not, in the top 4 college football playoff, and that's where they want to be. And that's their goal for this season, of course. But to just say that he's not doing the job, that, last season was a bust, in my opinion, is not entirely accurate.
I don't think it's accurate either, and I'm not necessarily promoting Clay Helton as an elite coach or anything, but yeah, if you look season to season, his team has contended in the Pac-12. I think his record's like 36-12 in conference play. Mm-hmm. He turned in an excellent season, of course, in 16 and then in 17 when they did go to the Cotton Bowl after winning the Pac-12. So we shall see what they do, of course, coming up here soon. Kedon Slovis, another guy that's under scrutiny to a certain extent, even though he's turned in 2 excellent seasons by a lot of measures. But do we think that he suffered a sophomore slump?
That's the common phrase that's being used right now, sophomore slump. I think what people also forget about Kedon Slovis last season is that USC virtually had 0 depth at the quarterback position last year. They had Mo Hassan, they had a couple walk-ons, they had Matt Fink, but none of those guys were like where Kedon Slovis was back in 2019 when JT Daniels got injured and he was that next guy up and he was good enough to really take over and command an offense. They didn't have a guy like that last year. So put injuries into the equation and then also throw in the COVID-19 pandemic. I think that it would be normal for him to play with some hesitation last season, just because if he wasn't healthy, if he wasn't available, they would have been virtually screwed. Honestly, I think they wouldn't have even been able to play in some of their games. So I think people are forgetting that too when they're analyzing his numbers from last season. USC also didn't play their full 12-game schedule. They only played 6 games, which obviously the numbers are going to look a little bit different. But yeah, he said during Pac-12 media days, and he said that he's been working really on his accuracy, his arm strength this offseason. He's trying to kind of work out those kinks before this season. And I think he knows that the pressure is on. He's already making 2022 NFL draft noise, Heisman noise, and he knows that this is a big year, a big season for him. He knows that the expectations are high for this football team this year as well. So I would predict that he will definitely have a better season than he did last year. And it's also nice to have just in the back of your mind that you have 2 backup quarterbacks, Miller Moss and Jackson Dart, that are already immersed in the system and also doing pretty well as well during the fall camp.